KPIV's Katie Koppel joins us now live from that area where that collapse happened overnight. And Katie, what are you seeing there now?
Alan, Larry, I was actually here last night at about 11 o'clock, just as this bridge started giving out. You can see it right behind me, but before we get to this video, I wanted you to take a look at what it looks like from the sky just hours ago. You can see the scope of the collapse from our Skylink 4 drone. The section of this train bridge on the North Sioux City side has collapsed and shifted. This bridge is on the BNSF rail line connecting South Dakota and Iowa. It's a major transportation line for this region. Now, as we take a closer look at what we're seeing on the ground, here you can really see how fast and how harshly the floodwaters are running through the Big Sioux River. That river cresting around 3:30 this morning at 44.98 feet. That crest came several hours sooner than expected and also came in several feet higher than predicted. The amount of rain this region has seen in the last few weeks really wreaking havoc here today. Losing this rail passage between South Dakota and Iowa is a devastating blow to this region, and state officials saying today it will likely be months before this line is open again. BNSF's Director of External Communications responding to a statement saying, "We have been monitoring the region through our increased track inspections and had not been operating over the bridge at North Sioux City as a precaution given the conditions. All trains are being rerouted via Creston, Iowa. We will continue to monitor and inspect conditions in the area and execute recovery operations as needed." Now, South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem was in North Sioux City again this morning, just hours after she was here yesterday afternoon. She spoke on the devastation that we've seen in this area from the floods. Now, earlier this week, the governor signed a disaster declaration giving aid to 21 counties in South Dakota. But as she stated today, while there are several communities here in South Dakota that are seeing floodwater and seeing damage, here in North Sioux City and specifically McCook Lake is the most critical situation.
And remember, there's other communities that are suffering as well. We have Mitchell and Yankton and all those along the river that are dealing with flooded basements and houses that are gone and damaged property. But right here is certainly one of the areas that we're seeing that is the crisis situation that needs to be dealt with today.
The governor speaking to those residents impacted by these floodwaters, especially, again, those in the McCook Lake area who have lost their homes entirely. She says she and the state are standing with them through this difficult time.
And I know a lot of families have lost their personal property. They've had damage to their homes. It's going to impact them for weeks and months and yet to come. And we're just deeply grieved by what we see as far as damage and what they'll have to deal with. But we'll be walking alongside them and be offering all the resources that we possibly can to help them get back to normal as soon as possible, as soon as we see these high waters recede and move out of the area.
A few other updates from Governor Noem's news conference this morning. Interstate 29 that was closed yesterday in order to for crews to build a levee to stop some of this water on the Big Sioux River. That is expected to open a lot sooner than expected yesterday, according to the governor. We could see that interstate reopening as early as later today. Now, Alan, Larry, a bit of good news for those that utilize the main artery through the state every day. I'm Katie Koppel in North Sioux City with Chief Photographer Acacia Phillips. Back to you guys.